What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And in this video today, we're going to talk about the Hornets GM Mitch Kupchak and his thoughts and review on LaMelo Ball in a most recent interview. Let's get straight into it.
And I'm hanging out with my dude, AB the Hero.
What's up?
We getting it down in the ball state, baby.
Hey.
AB, way to get out on the lane. How you get out on the lane?
What do you thought about that, G?
I like that. Yeah, I told you, he's a hustler for it. Let's go. I'm out.
So in the most recent development in the LaMelo Ball saga with the Charlotte Hornets, we have finally got a interview and some thoughts from the GM Mitch Kupchak. Now, up until this point, folks have been wondering, what is Michael Jordan thinking? What is the GM thinking about LaMelo Ball in his performance on the court, which a lot of folks believe he is the front runner currently to be the Rookie of the Year in the NBA. We haven't got those thoughts and opinions from those guys until now. Up until this point, we've heard LaMelo's teammates praise him. We've heard the coach kind of praise him, kind of shade him a little bit. But today we have some quotes from Mitch Kupchak, the GM. And now this interview that I will be talking about is from the Charlotte Observer, and they are smart people because they put this interview behind a paywall. And I would tell you it's probably like 2 quotes, 3.5 quotes, or 2.5 quotes from Mitch Kupchak, and you pretty much got to pay $15 a month is what they're charging in order to get this quote-unquote exclusive content. But your boy AB the Hero loves y'all, man, and I went ahead and forked that up, and so we're going to talk about it today. So definitely like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bells, because you know I'm a sub now on the Charlotte Observer, so I'm gonna keep the exclusive content coming. And so we're going to talk about that. In this interview, he talks about Gordon Hayward, he talks about Miles Bridges, he talks about potential roster changes, and obviously LaMelo Ball. We're going to focus pretty much on LaMelo and the roster changes in this video, and we'll end it by, I'll play some audio from before the season when Mitch Kupchak talked about drafting LaMelo Ball, and you can kind of hear his tone and the way that he speaks about him then, and compare it to some of the quotes and stuff that I show you from this article here. All right. So according to Mitch Kupchak, folks are not really surprised that LaMelo is playing as good as he really is, right? They expected him to do that. What they are surprised about is the confidence in which he plays with. And I've talked about this many times in my videos. One of the things that I think that separates Melo from a lot of other folks is the confidence and the mental that he brings to the game. So when you listen to this audio of Mitch Kupchak talking about Melo got to earn the minutes, and we know that some of y'all were excited and some of you were not about us getting him, and we weren't even sure we were going to draft him until, you know, it was our turn to pick. And then coming into and some of the stuff that he's had to deal with the coaches and where folks feel like they're just intentionally not passing him the ball at times. It is his mental toughness and confidence that has pushed him through that. Now, Mitch Kupchak goes on to talk about he does feel like Melo is probably more NBA ready than a lot of other rookies that they could have potentially drafted. And he credits this due to Melo playing professionally in Lithuania and Australia, forgetting that my dog played pro in the JBA, which y'all know always ticks me when they do that. And I think they do that just to irk me a little bit. No, I'm not playing. I'm joking. I don't think that they do that for me, but it does tick me when they do that. And he quotes and saying that, and playing in those leagues, you're playing against guys who are 22 to 35 years old. They may not have NBA athleticism, but they know how to compete. They're big and strong men, and that's a challenge for even a 6'7" high school kid to match up to. And so he gives a lot of credit to LaMelo's professional experience. Now, here is the information that I always share when people tell me, like, yeah, you know what, the shortened off season and all of this stuff, and they try to convince me that Melo should be coming off the bench and because he needs to develop. I always remind them that the difference between Melo and some of these other rookies is this experience that Mitch Kupchak is noting. It's a difference between bringing a guy from high school, playing a season in college, and then throwing him in the NBA. You're talking about Melo, who played in high school 3-4 years ago, left, went and played professional basketball, played in another professional basketball league, then went back to high school, dominated there, and then went and played in another professional league and is now in the NBA. The career and the resume is just not the same compared to some of these other guys. So you cannot use that with him. So later in this article, Mitch Kupchak goes to talk about, what we all really want to know. What are you going to do to improve this team? This is a team that has some bright spots. Gordon Hayward is playing great. Miles Bridges is playing great. We've seen glimpses of Terry Rozier looking like a max contract player. And then you have LaMelo, who is, like I said, potentially a rookie of the year. And a lot of folks think that he should be in the starting lineup. There's some deficiencies down in the paint that folks are looking to see get sewed up. So what does Mitch Kupchak think? Basically, he's on the same thing as Coach James Borrego. It is too early to tell. He's saying that they want to wait till after about 20 games and get a feel for everything before they start tweaking the roster and kind of making changes like that. It is important to note, though, that the Charlotte Hornets have an open roster spot and roughly about $5 million left in cap space to play with. So they could pick up a veteran max, a veteran minimum big or something like that to fill that without even having to lose anybody. Obviously, you would want to see them use that money and some of these assets to kind of get some quality players and maybe not have so many guys in the same position on the same team. But if you listen to this audio that I'm going to play after I finish talking, you'll hear him give his thoughts and opinions on the fact that maybe the Charlotte Hornets might drift more into positionless basketball, which we've seen them do a lot when you think about having a 6'6", 6'7", LaMelo on the court, Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, and Devontae Adams all at the same time, and then with Miles Bridges playing the 4 and the 5. So we've seen them do that. But so maybe we will see some roster changes moving forward here in a little bit, and maybe we won't. But it is your main man, AB the Hero, and I'm out. Peace.
All right, good evening. Thank you, Mike. Obviously, by now, we drafted LaMelo Ball with the 3rd pick, and there may not have been a lot of excitement, as to who the top 3 picks were. Quite frankly, there were more than 3 players we considered with the 3rd pick. Having said that, going into the draft this evening, we did not know who would go first, second, or third. We're happy, very happy, that LaMelo Ball was there when we drafted number 3. He's a very young, talented player who plays the kind of pace that we like to play. He has a flair to his game that, maybe has some entertainment to it, more so than some other players. Having said that, that's not why we drafted him. We drafted him because of his size, his length, the way he can handle the ball, the way he pushes the ball. Obviously, at 19 years old, we feel there's a lot of upside there. So we're very excited. Now, he is 19, and he's going to come onto a team where there are, players who have NBA experience, and we're hopeful, that he works hard and, earns, any minutes that he gets this year. And if he does that, and if he loves the game as much as we think he loves the game, we feel he has a chance to be a heck of a player in this league for a long time.
Hey, Mitch, in the past, I know that you have been uncomfortable at times with using the word point guard. I've heard you use the term ball handling card, like you don't like to over specify things. The fact that you have now LaMelo and Devontae and Terry, how do you envision those 3 guys' skills blending together?
Rick, I don't think it'll be a problem. First of all, LaMelo, is not going to be given minutes, because he was drafted number 3. There are going to be expectations, and I think the kid's going to work hard, and I think he'll earn some minutes. But whatever he gets, he'll have to earn. And Devontae and Terry, I'm sure they will welcome him as a teammate, but they want to play, and they're going to compete. So whatever he gets, he will earn. Looking at today's game, there's a strong argument that the way we played this game 30 years ago is not the way we played this game today. And you could literally have, 3 ball handling guards, and LaMelo at 6'6", you could look at him as a point wing, perhaps. Who knows how it's going to play out. Once again, I don't think there'll be any problem. You might look out on the court next year and see 5 players, under 6'7" on the court at the same time. There's no set, rules about who will play and who won't play and how big the players have to be and what positions they play. Clearly there's been a lot made the last year or two about positionless basketball in the NBA. So, he's a piece that we're excited about having. And, once again, when he gets here, he's going to work. And, that usually takes care of everything. If each player on this team works as hard as they can, that takes care of everything.
Be the hero. No, not peace. +1, triple B's. We out.